Hello YouTube and welcome back to Jonga. My name is Ryan and this week I only went to 3 locals, so I'm only going to have 3 decks. But I guess the theme of all the decks is they're all 60 card and they're all super mega combo decks with adventure cards, which, I mean, say whatever you like, but I personally think that the adventure engine is so much fun and honestly quite good for the game, but you know, obviously it's broken. But me as a deck builder, me as a strategy enthusiast, I love it. It is so good. It just lets you play so many decks and it's so much fun. And I mean, who can argue with that? So the first deck here, I guess it's like Crusader Adventurer Punk Synchro. The only real logic with the Crusadia cards is that, I mean, Crusadia Mages is a pretty broken card. You can chain block the search effect in this deck quite well with your Fateful Adventure, which is really nice. But the main thing is it's kind of like, so you have 9 Sangans, or even, 12 Sangans, essentially. You got these monsters that turn into Mages, which, when you summon underneath Mages, you'll search Arborea, which gives you your tuner for your plays. But, it's more than that. Reclusia lets you pop a card, of course. Draco adds it back, so your card advantage. And Maximus is light, so obviously light has great synergies in this deck, especially with Liner and Dark. I mean, mainly Liner. But, it's a very simple concept, but holy moly, I think this deck was incredible. I only went 2 and 2 at the locals I played it at, but the potential I saw in the deck was, like, insane. Like, it was really, really, really good. It definitely surprised me. It surprised me. And Crusadia cards have been low-key broken for forever, really. Thunder, Dragon, Link, that was the obvious one. But, they're always kind of lurking in the back of the format. One thing I did notice with the Crusadia Draco is that, you could play a Crusadia Sparta and the Pisti and just get, like, free monsters for no reason. That's pretty good. But, all in all, the level of Crusadia Arborea is particularly really, really nice because, you are playing Souls, which means you can make Herald in your boards, and making Herald in your board in these combo decks is super, super oppressive because, well, we're just Scythe abusing, and the more Heralds you can combo with your Dagda and your Scythe, the less you're going to lose to Droplet. I usually played Hand Traps in this deck. I don't usually play Hand Traps, I don't know why, I just felt like it. But Veiler is like a combo card, you need it for the Selene. Ash is just old reliable, but in general, currently in the game, I don't think much of Hand Traps. That's just my playstyle, of course. One thing you could do as well, because a lot of these are level 3, I noticed that you could probably play the Cherubini pretty easily in this deck. And also, I found in a lot of lines, you get a lot of level 4s. So maybe you could play Baguska or something, or some rank 4. But also, maybe even just IP and Unicorn, because these Crusadia cards, they just give you so many resources, so many advantages. There's an argument to play Crusadia Equimax in the extra deck, because there is a line with Illegal Knight. You can give them Illegal Knight in the zone that Equimax will point to, and then obviously you summon 2 big guys under it. Very easy to do in this deck with Punk monsters and Chaos Ruler, and I'm pretty sure, it's very easy to make like a 8,000 boosted Equimax in that play to just game your opponent. But then, that's a bit of a gimmick because you just kill people with access code anyway, so I don't know why you need Equimax. But all in all, also the Baby Chaos Dragons. Baby Chaos Dragons have just continued to just be insanely powerful cards. Even better in this deck because you have Maximus and you got Magus as additional light. So particularly Collapse Serpent is always live. Souls is really good at getting Wyver Burst alive, and additionally, if you played Punk Ogre Dance, that's also an additional way to get Wyver Burst alive. But great deck, super strong, incredibly potent at OTKing. Just sucks when you play against Ben 10 abusers who abuse a card that just needs to be stopped being abused, and summoning Vanity's Ruler on you and you can't play the game, which is very sad. But that's beside the point. Highly consistent as well, didn't brick, which is really important for me, because again, I don't really care about losing against powerful cards like Vanity's Ruler. I care more about how my deck performed. Obviously, the logic in that is you shouldn't be playing 60 cards, bro. You're not going to draw your out to the vanities, which is true, which is a sad part about playing 60. I think 60 just gives you a wide spread and just ability to enjoy the game to its fullest, because you get to play so many engines, so many different combos. Again, personal preference thing, but of course you will lose to the floodgates that you need to out, and you simply won't draw your, all-rounder spell cards to blank out such broken cards. But I didn't brick, which is the most important part. So my strategy in my head works, just of course Ben 10 and Vanity's Ruler. Very sad. Okay, next deck. This deck is something I was theory crafting and thinking of for a very, very long time. Like, I'm talking like 20 times, because obviously during lockdown, Infernoble was incredibly strong. At the peak of the pandemic, Infernoble was nuts. With Smoke Grenade and Auroradon, of course. Link Cross, incredibly powerful deck. I got beaten by it several times in Remote Duel, but obviously we never got to see the true power of this deck in the game because events weren't really going on that hard. Which is sad, because a lot of people are not familiar with, especially like what the little Infernoble monsters do, and they're honestly quite broken. And then over the years, we've received like these small incremental support, especially for like Warrior and Isolde based decks. Ready Fusion is one of them, because just getting a free Warrior is always good. Particularly in this deck, you are playing Flame Swordsman, and Flame Swordsman, of course, is Fire Warrior, which has synergy with everything else here in the deck. But what's this deck trying to do? I didn't really know what I was trying to do, because when I was playing this deck, first time playing it, went 3-1, probably shouldn't have gone 3-1 at that locals, but it did feel super good and super strong. But the entire time I was playing it, I'm just like, man, I should just be scything people. I should just be summoning, Hulk Scythe, and just keeping it simple. But I didn't want to do that. I did some rough test hands. I knew I could do some cool plays with Infernoble Emperor Charles, Herald, Roland. Just make these really weird, unique boards, Synchro Climb with Martial Meta Marcher, and make really nice boards. But honestly, I'm going to have to revisit this concept because it is really, really, really sick. So obviously, if you don't know the main synergy here, Therion Bull is a Fire Warrior. So obviously that works well with a lot of your Infernoble cards, but mainly you can search this off Isolde. So the main combo of my deck would be summon Assault, search Therion Bull, and then you would summon Aquadolphin, and then you would discard the Bull for the Aquadolphin to look at your opponent's hand, and then obviously that puts a Therion in the grave for Regulus. So honestly, I wasn't playing enough Therion monsters. I'm only playing 2-2 here. I think playing the Adventure Engine is wrong. Like, Adventure Engine gives you more equips and, useful levels to work with for your synchro plays. But I think it's very, very, very bad in that you just want to, use powerful normal summon effective warriors. Like, there are lots of one-card warrior starters, and that's the main problem of this particular deck I'm playing here, is you don't have one-card Isoldes, which can often mean you have to use a lot of cards to get your plays going. But, Right and Adventure is strong, it's safe. That's why it felt good, but when I played this again, probably just gonna play like Therion Souls with no Adventure, because Souls level is really good. Like, just having formula access is really, really, really nice. You add back Phoenix Blade, you can pitch it off Souls, similar to what you do with Dracoback and Adventure. Like, it's just a very nice level, very useful level. And then another reason why you play Adventure, I guess, is because you get to play the level 4 Adventure, the Magical Warrior. He's level 5 and he's a Fire Warrior, again, fitting with the whole Infernoble theme. And then, I guess, just a quick run through of some of the cards if you don't know what they do or, their generic idea. Roland, you special it from your hand if you have a Fire Warrior. If you do that, it's a tuner. And then when it's special summoned, by any method, you can target and equip in your grave or a Fire Warrior and add it back to your hand. So main combo is with Isolde. You would send a DDR, and then later on in your turn you would summon the Roland. With the Roland, will add back the DDR, which usually lets you combo further or Aquadolphin them again, which is just sick. Like, this card is super, super high potential and broken. Like, I wouldn't sleep on this card. And Oliver, I'm playing 3 of it, mainly because it's just such a free extender in this deck. So it's a level 4 tuner on its own, meaning you can revive it back with Metal Marcher, very, very useful. You can summon it off your souls in the right circumstances as well. But its summon effect is you send or pitch a Fire Warrior from hand or field to summon it, or an equip spell. So you can send a Therion, you can send any of the Adventure equips, you can even send a Bull equipped with a Regulus to summon this. But if you do that, it summons as a level 1. So the main idea I had was like, 1-1-1, formula, Metal Marcher, get a lot of bodies. Broken card. Astolfo is good. Banish a Fire Warrior from grave, it gains the level. Banish a Bull, becomes level 7. Great. Aqua Dolphin, broken card. Please ban it. No, not really. But Aqua Dolphin is just so degenerate sometimes. The ability to look at your opponent's hand and just put the big monsters on the field. You get perfect knowledge, and if your deck is built good enough with the knowledge, you should always be able to win. But this deck was not good enough. I really need to work on it. Like, the end board was a bit too hard, just Auroradon being banned sucks. But I know it's possible. Probably should play Power Tool Dragon. But anyway. Phoenix Gearfried, sick card. Boost Warrior, if you don't know what Boost Warrior does, it's level 1. If you control a tuner, you can special summon it out of your hand. But that is infinite times a turn. So what you can do is you can special it once, and then later on in the turn, you can Roland, add it back, and special summon it again. So again, 3 level 1s, more formula access, really nice. And then Fireflint, we should all know what that does. Generic War Extender, special summon it. Additional effect of this one, turn into the other warriors that you want in your hand in case you draw them. Level modulation with that method is nice. But yeah, moving forward with this deck, it's really, really, really strong. I like it a lot. Isolde is sick. I'm probably gonna remove the adventure cards. I'm gonna max the Therion monsters. And I'm gonna play Neospace Connector and Sublimation Knight with the Squeak Knight, because Squeak Knight is weird. It's like not a hard once per turn. So if you equip it with Bull, you can special summon the Squeak Knight, which is really nice. Extra deck, nothing too unusual here. I'm playing 2 targets for the fusion spells. I was thinking maybe instead of the level 2 tuner, probably play Theseus instead. But in logic, where with the 2 was obviously with the Metal Marcher, and 7 and the 2 make Charles. Playing the generic Link 2 Flame Swordsman, just in rare cases where like I've bricked and I can't summon my Roland, I can quickly make a Fire Warrior and special Roland out of my hand. Definitely should be playing a Selene Vela in here or something like that. Maybe a Light Charmer. Again, extra deck needs work. High potential, really cool. Moving on to the last deck, probably my favorite deck of the entire week. Super funny meme. I don't know where I thought of this, but it's like, hey, TELEDAD is pretty cool. I've been building old format decks. I built TELEDAD. So I'm like, hey, let's play TELEDAD in 2022. And obviously, Italy's at 3, Dad's at 3, everything's at 3, Hero Lives is at 3. And yeah, it's just like Punk Adventure Synchro, but you've got Like I'm Dragon. So this is a go second deck. Probably don't need to play any hero monsters in this. I just did it to pay, tribute to the old TELEDAD. Like, you don't need to play D-Draw, don't need to play Mask Change, don't need to play Malicious. But, Hero Lives is just busted. Like, you play Hero Lives, you get Stratos, which can get, like, Shadow Mist, and then you can pitch Shadow Mist for Malicious. You search it, you play a Cherubini, you can send Denier. You can get a lot of free monsters of a single Hero Lives. And you've got many ways of discarding Melee and Denier with your Foxy Toon, and with your Fateful Adventure, and your Droplet. So it's never really dead. Like, that's the issue with, like, Destiny Draw. I think, in theory, it's so broken, because you can just, like, Sangan search the D hero you want to pitch. It's like, sure, you can't use that D hero effect, but D Draw is D Draw. Draw 2 is Draw 2. And then, so you have a lot of main deck Darks for the Dark Armed. Obviously, the Rose Dragons pair well. Ogre Dance is a Dark, so I'm maxing it. Heavier Punk Engine. Sangan as well, Illegal Knight, Magician Souls, Illusion of Chaos. Very easy graveyard manipulation deck as well. You have Chaos Ruler. You got Malicious can leave the graveyard, Destrudo can leave the graveyard. You can usually always make Dad live. And like even going first, which this deck is go second deck, but I have a Genius side deck. I actually side these 5 cards. If my opponent knows what I'm playing, they figure out what I'm playing, and I'm playing like an OTK meme deck, you know, for fun. Yeah, I just side locked them. I shouldn't be doing this, but it's so unfair. And yeah, the level of Dark Arm is really nice. Level 7 is good. I probably needed another level 10 synchro. Like, End Punisher is funny, because, you know, go second deck and all that, but same with Vampire, like, you don't really need it. Like, Vampire was just here because, in theory, if you needed to just randomly hit the darks you were missing, you had to do it. But it never really came up. Second and level 10 synchro definitely came up. But it was just a whole bunch of fun. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. I summoned this multiple times over the evening. I went 4-0 at that locals. I absolutely exodied, like, people. Like, I just have to. There's something going on with, you know, Rite of Aramesia and power spells. You just feel so strong, and it's like, thank you Konami for banning Imperial Order. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have fun. Thank you for allowing me to bring Emergency Teleport and Hero Leaders back at 3 for me to have fun and abuse these really funny decks. Like, you can definitely unironically play this at a higher level tournament, I think, and it would just be so much fun. It'd be so funny, like, because it's just a viable monster. Like, Dark Armed is Dark Armed. It just feels like not that bad. Like, sure, it's a bit of a meme and a bit of a joke, but yeah, it's Dark Armed, bro. It's Dark Armed. Probably could be playing Plague Spreader as well. Could be playing more level 3s. Could be playing Dangers as well. It's just high potential. High potential. I do actually want to try this without the adventure cards in it, and play strictly more heroes and more D heroes, like 3D draw, probably Fusion Destiny and such. You notice I'm not playing Fusion Destiny, because it's like, well, if I play Fusion Destiny, one of my melees like needs to be in the deck or in the field, and it just feels like, yeah, I don't play enough D heroes for that. You'd have to play like Dasher, probably even Plasma, Celestial. So you're really upping your count. So then you can't really pitch it out of your hand. You have to use it if you need to climb with it. So I definitely do want to try that again, because lucky for me, the format's kind of boring, just waiting for Splight and T-Element to come out. So lots of time to keep playing some cool decks. Probably the deck I want to play the most next is the Fire Warrior deck again, but just no adventure. More Fire Warrior, more Therion though. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway guys, I hope that wasn't too incoherent and ranty, but these were some sick decks. And will I stop abusing Rite of Aramesia? I don't know when they ban it. Because even if they limit it, like, they're still, like, it just depends what TCG chooses to do, because limiting both of them perhaps is the only option. Like, putting one of them at 1 and the other at 3, I don't think we'll do a whole lot, because then you just play combo decks that are focused on Cherubini to always access it every game, which is so easy to do. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, peace out, thank you, bye bye.